Hello and welcome to Three Things, the podcast by me, J.R. Adam, J.R. Stoffel to be exact. This podcast is all about three things I'm thinking about right now. The whole idea for Three Things came to me many years ago, 2013 to be exact. I was staying up too late at night, every night, because I was in a marriage I was not happy in, and I just did not want to go to bed. So I would stay up late watching stuff on YouTube and Netflix and TV, and then before I'd go to bed, I would type out three things that were on my mind as I was in a haze of lack of sleep, and I just wanted to put stuff on Facebook. I had thoughts that needed to come out. You know, I don't do typical Facebook stuff. I don't really share memes. I don't challenge anybody to play their guitar or drop a bucket of ice water on their head or share this status or you'll lose your money. I mean, I don't do any of that silly stuff on Facebook. I don't mind reading some of it sometimes, but I don't really want to participate myself. So I wanted to put stuff on Facebook, but what? What was I going to say? Did I have anything to say? And here's what I came up with. Three things. And I came up with three things because it seemed like a nice, easy number. Seemed like something that was doable. And the first thing I would share usually was some sort of deep thought that probably really wasn't all that deep. Just something I think about. The second thing would be something about movies, music, TV, comedy, whatever happens to be inspiring me at the time. And the third thing, usually something funny, gross, or silly, probably about myself. Probably too much information. Yeah, we can call that the TMI thing. The third thing is not for everybody, as I found out. And all of the three things are probably true, though I do not make any promises or guarantees that they will all be true. Here's my, as I was creating this podcast, I had to come up with a description for it. I think it's apt to go ahead and let you know what this is. So here's what I wrote. JR is comedian, music, well, drummer, disc golfer. I'm a father, a grandfather, a happily divorced man with a cool girlfriend, motorcyclist, mountain biker, spokesperson, a person who once ran a marathon. I'm sometimes fat and sometimes I'm less fat. I'm a happy dude. These are my thoughts, followed by a drum solo. The very first three things that I put on Facebook back in August 13, this is where it all started. Here's exactly what I wrote at the time with my comments on it now. Three things on my mind before I go to bed tonight. Number one, family. Glad Dad is safe and sound in Africa, and Angela, Allison, Chester, Megan, and little Hensley are all doing well in North Carolina. Wish I was there. So that thing was at a time when I was still married to Angela, and my daughter and son were doing their own things, and my dad was a missionary in Africa, and I was just thinking a lot about my family. Number two, I get really emotional when I witness people realizing their dreams, especially musical ones. The American Military Spouses Choir did that on AGT tonight. Incredible. This was at a time when I was watching America's Got Talent, probably because Howard Stern was on it, and I'm a huge Howard Stern fan. I've never been able to sit through a full episode of America's Got Talent before or since Howard Stern was on the show. So AGT isn't for me. But one of those episodes, there was a choir of people singing with some sort of I don't even really remember the details. So I'm sure they were performing with some sort of famous musician. And they were clearly realizing their musical dreams as they got to share their music in a national spotlight like on America's Got Talent. And whenever somebody gets to really take their music to the next level, play music with one of their idols, things like that, it really literally does choke me up. And that was one of the things that did that night. All right, and the third first thing. Number 3, nose hairs grow faster than I can yank them out. Like I said, number 3 is going to be silly, funny, gross, just something stupid about myself. It's true. I yank my nose hairs out every single day. It's a bummer when I've yanked them out so often that I don't have any more nose hairs to yank out. It's even better than picking boogers. I dig yanking hairs out of my nose. I just pinch, just get my 2 fingers up in a nostril, pinch them together, hope I get some hairs, and yank. And you can just feel them just pop out of their little hair sockets. It's fantastic. And so that was it. That was the very first 3 things. I threw them out on Facebook, and it started a thing. I did it for a couple months. Every night I would write 3 things, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. People told me they loved it. I got lots of great response from it, and then I didn't do anything with it. I just stopped writing 3 things for years and years and years. And now, as I sit here quarantined like everybody else, I'm staying at home. I can't go out and play music. I can't go out and do comedy. I can't go out and do most of the things I love to do every evening after work. I'm kind of stuck at home. So why not create a podcast? It's what everybody's doing. So this is the first round of 3 things that are modern, that are today, that I have thought of recently. Thing number 1, I can hang with just about anybody. I've always been this way. In high school, I would hang out with what we called the grits. The grits in high school were those dudes that wore jean jackets, had long hair, a Metallica t-shirt, smoked cigarettes whenever they could get away with it, and were generally thought of as bad dudes. I could hang with those guys. I wore a jean jacket. I had sometimes longer hair, and I smoked cigarettes. So I fit in well with the grits. I also fit in well with the jocks. I played football. I would hang out with the dudes in the locker room and before and after games, and I was a little bit of a jock. I also hung out with the nerds, the smart dudes. I had no problem just hanging and chilling and going and hanging at their house and watching TV and talking and doing whatever. I could hang with the nerds too. I could hang with the religious kids. For a while there, I went to youth group, and I would hang out and do Bible studies and stuff. So I could hang with the religious crowd. I could hang with the arts and crafts people, the artsy fartsy people. I was in stage performances in high school. I was in the high school play one year. I had no trouble hanging with anybody. I was not a person that fit only into one clique. You could find me happily hanging out with just about anybody. Number 2, podcasts. I'm recording one right now, and it's because I just need to get my thoughts out, and I know you need to hear them. So otherwise, you wouldn't be listening. We're 8 minutes into the podcast, and you're still with me. So this must be for you. But I'm curious about recording the podcast. I'm doing it at my desk, at my home, in my bedroom. It's a large room, lots of hard surfaces, and I hear other people recording their podcasts in their closet, like literally in a closet at their home. And well, my closets aren't that big, and they're full of clothes that I can't fit into anymore. And this whole setup at my desk is great. I'd hate to go from this nice 3-monitor, big speaker microphone setup to something sitting on the floor of my closet. I'm just not going to do it. So you're going to have to suffer through the sound of this room instead of the nice acoustically dead sound of my closet. Maybe if I get enough feedback, I'll do it. But for now, no. And thing number 3, showering. Typically, I do it every single day. I'm a shower in the morning type of person. I take a shower when I get up, and before I go to work, I have bathed. So I arrive to work fresh and clean. This whole quarantine, COVID-19 pandemic thing has totally changed my routine. In the morning, I don't feel like there's a need to shower, because I'm just going to literally walk from my bed over here to my desk and work from home for 8 hours. So who needs me to shower? Well, the other thing about this is that showering is typically something I do before I go out into the public and expose my, no, that sounds horrible. Expose myself to everybody? No. Before I go out and be around other people, I feel like it's probably a good idea to get clean. So normally I shower before I go out and hang out with people. Now, with all of the germs out there and the worry of contracting COVID-19, it seems like a better idea to go out dirty and come home and clean myself after I've been out amongst the masses. So showering, something I used to do before I went out, now I do it because I went out. So there you go. That's 3 things. It might mean absolutely nothing to you, but it's what's on my mind. It's what I wanted to share. This is the first episode. We're going to call it First Thing. So 3 Things, the podcast with JR, episode 1, First Thing. It'll be something like that. Anyway, I'm putting this out now, and I'm going to record another one, and we're going to see if this whole podcasting thing is something I can sustain. Who knows? We'll see. Thank you so much for listening. And now, here's a drum solo.